Or should I say, hello and welcome? That's what I'm saying. Here we are, back in wherever this is. It's a kind of place where you do stuff, be productive, and press all the right buttons. All the right buttons have now been pressed. That's it. We're live. We're live with an empty Ableton project, as you can see. Where do we go from there? We could drink some water and think about what we're going to do next. What are we going to do? I've listened to all these and... Oh, I know what I was going to do. Yep. We're going to get this. We're going to listen to whatever track I made that's got this. This. So it's called Coast Album. Callum, greetings, brother. Would that work better if I've got my hood up? I don't know. How are you doing? I came on with an idea, and it was to take strings from another project. But that other project is in another castle. Which one was it? Coast Ember. Yeah. Let's load up the last project, because that's probably the one that got published. Oh yeah, Phase. You're right, Phase J. I'm inching closer to, because inching sounds better than centimetering, millimetering, closer to, what's it called, making a tutorial video on how to set OBS up. I don't know whether to do it in two parts, like how to set OBS up basically, and then how to do vertical output with zoom to mouse. Yeah, well done. You got far, good. It's amazing. Yeah. So does the script work in landscape? Right. All right. Okay. Yeah. I've forgotten how you do it. Like I'm gonna have to do it again myself, and to remember how I did it. But I don't want to do it on the OBS that I have set up now, because it's set up how I want it, and you can't do like, there's not an easy way to do like switch between profiles. So I found a way of running a separate OBS, like a OBS in like portable mode, so I can just like completely work on that separately from scratch and just build and connect the plugins, because you have to it's something to do with the mouse tracking. So it has to, even if you're not using a landscape, it has to work in landscape first. There's a good tutorial that I watched on YouTube of how to do it, but he did miss out. It's weirdly, because he did miss out like a few, or he or she missed out a few like vital details. It felt like I had to watch it like 3 times. Maybe that's the technique of getting views on YouTube, is just say everything but be vague. But I'm not going to be like that. I'm just gonna say how I built it. All right, Kai. Not bad, mate. How are you? Yeah. I don't know, Asian or Native American. I don't know. Yeah, it was weird, because he kept cutting to the side, and he had like this over like a sort of a dress, 3D dress he over printed over the top, and I was just like, and in the end I thought, I actually don't know whether this is a guy or a girl. I just, doesn't matter, does it? But like, yeah, it was a strange, it was I was like, I wonder what his whole live stream is about. Like, what does he talk about normally? Or is he a live streamer, or is he just Just because he uses OBS doesn't mean it's a live stream. He could just be doing. It might be just like how he makes videos, but it was strange. I saw another strange one today as well. What was it? Oh, what was it now? Someone telling you how to use. Oh no, it was someone saying how to make an OBS portable and taking you through the steps. And his like had all these mad trippy effects on it. He was just doing a basic tutorial, but with all these like. There was this guy called Max Headroom who was like this thing in the 80s where it's like this talking head on TV and it looks like he's computer generated, but he's not. He's just like a guy pretending to be a computer and he keeps glitching all the time like that and saying weird stuff. He was like that. He was like trying to get that vibe. It was so strange. Young K, how you doing? We are taking the strings out of this project. How did I even... That's a layer, that. I think I just need these strings here. Oh, right. No, what a surprise. It's Serum. Did not know it was Serum doing that. Can't see the bottom of my screen. There's a keyboard in the way. PD1, is that all it is? Adam Foxcroft. There it is. Camboy, yeah, might be. How you doing, Adam? So I'm taking the strings out of here, which apparently is just this preset. But I don't trust that. I might go all the way out of my way to do this. So, oops. User library. So I'm just going to call it strip. Soft, is that soft strings, are they? Sort of hard soft strings. Dull. No, it's better than dull. Dull strings. That'll do. And then we're going to load up new project. What's Adam? How's myself? Good. Good, thanks. Hopefully we'll have at least 40 minutes before I've got to go. Okay, I can show you how to compress drums. What are you working with? What kind of genre are you on, Adam? All right, Random is in the house. Yeah, I was doing an interview for a podcast. So hopefully that'll be up soon if it all went well. House tech. Okay. Yeah, interest. So drums. That's a good question because I don't usually use compression on drums unless it is to fix the level. It depends on how much is going on in your drums. If there's stuff, if you want the drums, if you've got layers of drums, like if you've got just a kick and you've got like hi-hats and quiet hi-hats and stuff, then you can get sort of a pumping effect. What can I show you? I tend to use it to fix stuff, but sometimes it's good to make stuff pump, but I rarely use it for that. I do the pumping with side chaining. That's the sound I usually, to get a pump in the sound, I'll make the kick drum dip everything else, all the other sounds. But the drum track or drum tracks will kind of stay. But then still there's this thing about gluing things together. So you could have all your drum sounds in one group and then put a glue compressor on that track and just have a little bit of compression. And I'm still testing this. I mean, this is a proven tested theory that music producers go on about, music engineers. Um, they'll talk about glue compression and how if you put it on a bus, like a drum bus or on a master bus, just have a few dBs of dip, it sort of makes it all move together. Well, and it does. It does, like it. When there's a kick or a loud thing, everything dips down just by 1 decibel. You don't want it to do much, just by like 1 dB. And that it's so subtle, but it kind of the whole energy moves with it of the track. Shakers. Okay, yeah. I don't know of any definite tips apart from you just do what sounds good. See if you can use reference tracks and see if you can get your drums to sound like their drums. Because I think there's a lot of guess like I know how a compressor works and I know when to use it to solve a particular technical problem. But when it comes to so that's easy, I can answer those questions. But when it comes to like creative sounds to make, like minimal house tech house to sound like, if you want it to sound like minimal tech house drums, you're probably best listening to a minimal tech house track and then listening to yours, like if you take a few seconds of each and just keep going back and forth and changing settings until it sounds good. until it sounds like the reference material. I feel like that's called reverse engineering, and that's how I achieved kind of like commercial grade level, or get closer to it. Drums and drum and bass drums especially, because they're hard. Drum and bass drums are hard to do because they're very clear and everything else, all the other sounds are moving out the way for the transient. So you've got to have some control over the level of everything else. But for minimal house, yeah, I try start off with a glue compressor, mate. Yeah. And just do like 1 or 2 dBs worth of dip and turn it on and off, match the levels, and then A/B it to see if you can hear a difference and if it's an improvement or not. Sometimes it's best not to compress it and or clip it. You could clip it. That's used a lot in D&B. Sonic sound, good advice. Usually find good drum sample packs in the first place. Yeah, can't underestimate the importance of getting the source sounds right to begin with. That's like if you had all the yeah, that's a massive thing. Like sounds, so there's good sounds and there's good sounds that work with each other. Because if you've got like you might have a good drum loop or one that you've made, and then you might have a good other instruments, basses and synths, but the kick might not work with that bass, or you might have to tune the kick, or you might have to EQ the bass to make a hole for where your kick fundamental is, or just duck all the bass with a ducker or Duck Buddy on Ableton. It's free. Triggered by the kick, and move everything out of the way for the kick. And sometimes I don't know where you're at with this, but I think that's why I say about using compressor, don't use it until there's a problem that nothing else can solve, or for creative use, obviously, to make things pump. But yeah, probably use a sidechain to duck everything else for the kick before using a compressor on the drums. I heard a good tip ages ago, which was um, it was just a random YouTube video of some like techno guy saying with your hi hats, you can make your rather than turn your hi hats down, you can compress them with a quite a quick attack. I don't know, like 3 milliseconds, 10 milliseconds. I've no idea. And quick release. And instead of turning the volume down, you turn the threshold down so the peak, the transient of the hi hat comes through. But the level of everything else, so the overall level is getting squashed. And yeah, there's no right. there's there's many different ways to use a compressor. I didn't listen to his music, so I can't judge whether that was a good tip, and I can't judge whether it was a good tip anyway because I'd have to listen to his music and try and objectively say whether it was good or not. But I would have been good to listen to the genre he's making and go, oh, does it sound as good as the genre standard? Which I didn't have time to do. But for drum and bass, I could go, yeah, that's good. I know good drum and bass when I hear it, and I can tell good drum and bass production. But yeah, good sample packs. Like I've laid some really nice D&B tracks pretty quickly with drum loops from Splice. It was. I've just been using Loop Cloud recently, and I've got to cancel the subscription because I'm not using it enough at the moment. It's run over again, and I need to download like 100 coins worth of stuff. I will do before this month is up. User 847. How do I make my voice fatter without layering? I feel it's not possible. Layering is the way, mate. Beatles, Queen. They all do it. Every like really every pop tune has layered vocals, but I can imagine that you've probably already recorded the vocal and that's what it is, and you're trying to get more out of it. You can maybe put some distortions on there. It parallel, like set up a parallel chain so that your clean voice you still get through, but then distort the rest. A bit of very short reverb, like a short room reverb. Maybe not full stereo either, just to thicken it a bit, and maybe even a slapback delay, quite a quiet delay, can really. If your voice is echoed, it sounds like it's in a room, but if it's completely dry, it can sound a bit lifeless. So there's a few ideas. What's the site and is it free? Duck Buddy, check out Slynk, SLYNK. He made the plugin. I think that's what you're asking. Thanks for following, Josh15. Yeah, just type in Duck Buddy. There's a version 2 out now, which is charging money for, but you can still get the version 1.5, which is amazing. It still works, it's brilliant. Hi Curtis Keeble. Thanks for following. Hi George. How's it going? Clippers, yes. Clippers. Yes, Curtis. You've just reminded me. There's someone's D&B. Someone sent me something, and because it got sent to my email, I didn't listen to it, but I should, because email is actually better for sending links, because I don't know, sometimes I go into email, it loads quicker than Instagram. But yeah, send it me on Instagram. Yeah, please send it over. I love hearing new music, and yeah. Gilbo, thanks for following. Yeah, I love D&B, so yeah. So okay, right, I'll get to carry on with what I'm doing. So all I'm doing is this is totally unscripted. I'm gonna load up Serum. Any jungling guy? I will be making some jungle on this live stream soon. Like, I don't know when, but there's a jungle scratch in me that needs to be itched, and um, yeah, I did a bit of at 140, so and it was an aiming break, and I put some nice bases with some unusual bases with it, like a Dillinger and a Belgium laser base. It was at 140, and it's still sounding like jungle. It still had some of the elements, especially the aiming break, and especially when I started chopping. Yeah, when I started chopping it at the end, I started cutting bits out at the end of a phrase. That helps, and then started doing that to get different rhythms, and then obviously like loading another break over the top. That's when you're getting into proper jungle territory in it. I think it would the next thing I will do to that track. How long ago did I work on it? Anyway, the next thing I'll do to it is put a big female vocal just singing over the top through some echo. But I'd love to do some. I'd love to get like just a phrase. Was it the thing? Were you watching the stream? Was it the thing break? I thought it was the funky drummer that I used, but yeah, the thing break would work brilliantly. It's tried and tested. Yeah, and like another thing that makes in the tune I had signed to Jungle. What's it called now? DJ Hybrid's Jungle label. Um, called No Rush by Next Lev. That's my D&B name. That has time stretch as well. It's got there's a bit in the track that goes no rush, and then I just time stretch like massively no rush. It was like no, and then it's going off, isn't it? A jungle tune when you've got a bit of Akai style time stretching. Oh, think over even is that maybe that'll be the next one I do. Virus TI emulator plugin. I've never even tried a Virus TI, even though I know that is like a big DMB synth that's free. Ah, no way. And how would you get the firmware file? Tried and tested. Yep. Oh, I'm tempted to make a drum call right now because the idea. So everyone's been asking me to make bassline. So, and I said to everyone, I can't. I tried, and then I was like, I need to think. I need to just like let the idea be in my head for a bit. Anyway, weeks and weeks have passed. I still want to do it. And I did develop some basses. So we've got oh, this reminds me that my bass thing needs actually sorting out because it's just a freaking mess. Freaking. What did I even call it? I must have put baseline at the beginning, should I? Didn't I? Baseline, here we go. I remember it being a bit too wobbly, so we can reduce that for a start, because that sounds crazy. Too much reverb. Yeah, no, the idea I had in my head is now a few hours old, and all I remember is it had that string that I just loaded from the other project, which was I'm gonna have to use this. Is it? Oh, I can't remember what it was called. But that's okay. I knew this would happen. And so I saved it as dual strings. There it is. Yeah, I can't remember the chord. It will come back to me because I'm thinking of, I'm sat in a bug and I'm like thinking of I will make this bassline tune, and I will make it before February when the gig is. Relachi Mian, thank you for following. Sonic Sound, you find it on a ROM site. Oh, on a site. Oh, alright, no way. ROMs are the best. Thanks for following Sonic Sound. Nice. Yeah, ROMs. So yeah, okay. Oh, so the plugin creator can give away the actual, well, their virtual version of the Virus TI, but not the copyrighted material. I imagine that's the ROM has copyrighted material. Does it? I'm gonna have to get this because I never got to play with one. Yeah. Do you know what? Let's get it. But what's it called? What's the virus synth called? Did I miss that? Is it just a virus? What should I Google? Virus TI. DSP. Is it not a VST? No. Os. What, that one? Ostyrus. Ostyrus. Oh yeah, yeah. DSP3. Yeah. DSP568. It's very strange. Oh right, yeah. Download links. Win. Do you use VST? I'm slowly making this transfer to VST3, but there's like no benefits. There probably is. I mean, like, if you've got like per key note bend and stuff. Well, my face is like really red. Right. On Linux as well, eh? Let's get it. Hmm. 0.4, 0.5, or speeding up. Oh, it's accelerating. Free WordPress, not bad. What am I doing? Well, we're gonna get this. We'll just grab it and whack it. In VST3, because that's what everything is these days. Whack it in there. And then go into Ableton, go to options. Oh, I haven't got the thing yet, but we'll get that. We'll get to that. Rescan. Scanning plugins. They've done a Nord one. Oh, as well. It's another keyboard I always wanted. This is a whole new thing for me. Sonic Sound. Thank you. ROMs. I used to just play Nintendo NES ROMs, and then you couldn't play SNES ROMs because, I don't know, they didn't work. So not ROMs for synths. This is the best development tonight. This is the development. Should have a thing saying Terrapastel has just been given. It's just been handed a tip. I love getting tips and techniques and pointers. Nord one. Friend of you. Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome, mate. People are selling their hardware because they're so fuck. Wow. Yeah, I think that's what's interesting now is that Nintendo don't even bother anymore. I mean, like you can just get like a knockoff thing with every NES ROM and every Mega Drive ROM from China, and just there's nothing they can do about it. All right, Louis, bro, is not using for you. Valhalla Supermassive. No. Must be sad to sell their hard driving software. Hmm. Yeah, but I think when ROMs came out, it was an underground thing. It wasn't like adopted by everyone, every gamer. It's just for like the hacker types like us, where we'll try any like, oh, you don't have to buy it. But I know, I think these keyboards are, there's still value in having the hardware because you can just dial in when you've got 20 knobs in front of you. You can just fucking dial in the sound really quick, and it's fun to do. And I bet the Nord is like a really nice keyboard as well, but it feels nice. I mean, it's got like a wooden, hasn't it got a wooden pitch bender? I nearly bought one once. Or should I say, I nearly put one on a credit card once, because that's not really, it's not, it's not the same as buying, is it? It's like credit cards. Done with them. TI. Oh, okay, right. That's fair enough then, isn't it? And you will still be able to get the hardware. Like, rare. They'll still be like rare and have value. Mario Party. I can't remember Mario Party. I don't think I played it. It was there was a Mario Party. I don't know if I understood how it worked. There was this really strange one my mate had, and we all went on it saying this is going to be amazing, and we didn't know what to do. Just walked around the field and we're like couldn't go anywhere. It wasn't Mario World. That was like mint, but so strange. And it said the instructions are there on the screen. Cyrus, thanks. I do admire Skrillex's productions very much. They're I think he did like a live stream where he was like showing how he made stuff on his album when his album came out recently, and I didn't watch it. I should probably. I think he did it on Twitch or something. I think I need to go and watch that because I saw clips from it and I was like, how he does his sound design, or just watching how any other producer produces. It's like a big eye opener. Right now I'm loading up. I'm loading the track, and then we're gonna go to plugins, and then we're gonna go to what's it called again? Virus. It's not there. Oh, Oz Tyrus. Because they're not allowed to call it virus. Right. Within the bounds of laws, okay. We're very lawful on this channel. Harm no one. is the law of the universe. Love is the law. Um, you are not legally entitled to, or it's forbidden by copyright law. Right, okay. I mean, if you are not illegally entitled, please discontinue usage immediately. Oh, I mean, I'm on like public record reading this now, but um, let me just read it again because I think there might be to operate the simulator. Okay, I mean, I agree to the first line, so a bin is required. The plugin, okay, it looks pretty cool. I've never used one, so I've got no idea what it's going to be like. Um, Next year, June. Yes, Jay. Yeah, yeah, that is good. I mean, I kind of like I don't want it to seem like I am. I used to be someone who would just go, oh yeah, I'll do it later. I'll do it later, whatever it was. Um, but I think that's a good target. Is June? It's a good suggestion. It'll be more daylight and hopefully more free time. But even if there isn't, um, I will free up some time by not doing live streams and stuff like that. Oh, thank you, Sonic Sound. Um, yeah, but I'm up for working with you, Jay. I know you've got good ears for um, original dance music. Instagram. Why does everyone call it Insta and not Grammy? Sonic Sound. Thanks for following on Insta. Where do I go? Messages. Messages. Track a month. Trap King 69. Yeah, jungle is what I was meant to say, Jay. Jungle. Track a month. It's taken me a while to get to this level where I could do track a month, and it's hard because I don't have much free time. And even if I did, it would still be hard because I think having less time is good sometimes because you get all day to think, and then you got 2 hours at the end of the day or an hour, or sometimes no time, but you focus or you're thinking about it all day. What am I going to do in those 2 hours? And you do it, execute it. But still, it was tough. There's a 13-year in his room, 13-year-old making a tune in 5 minutes is better than my album. There'll always be that. There'll always be, but you never know if that might just be a fluke. That could be you who made that fluke in 5 minutes as well. But if you do it regular, you'll come out with some flukes. You might come out with you'll come out with loads of rubbish. That's guaranteed. You have to make loads of rubbish, and you have to put the rubbish out as well, because you don't know if it's how rubbish it is. Like it might be good, it might be gold to someone else. Oh yeah, so you sent me. Thank you. And oh my god, on the Internet Archive. So is Access right? Are they still running as a company? Access. Oh, a torrent. Torrent one file. Oh, do you know what? I haven't actually got a fucking torrent download on this. Ah, right. I will get onto that tomorrow. But thank you. I've downloaded the torrent file. Thank you very much. I'll give that a listen. I'll give that a play. And if I agreed to something, I don't know what it was, but I agreed. Right, anyway, back to here. Don't worry, got you back. Cheers. 8% is 2% is release worthy. There's a ratio. What ratio is that? That is 1 in 50. 2% is 1 in 50. So you just gotta just quickly make 50 tunes. Don't spend too long on each one. Spend as little time as possible. Spend 10 minutes on each one. Not joking. I'm not joking. If you can get that initial idea creation thing down to the shortest time, and then just work on the good ideas, then just work on the good ones. That's what I try and do. But what ends up happening is I'll be in creating the first moment of creation, and I'll spend an hour in it because I'm chatting on live stream. But it's okay though, because I still, the mindset I have is to, as soon as I get stuck, as soon as the flow state stops and I've stopped thinking of things to do, as soon as that happens, save it, bounce what's there to an audio file, and then don't listen to it for 5 days a week, as long as possible, and then see if it's any good for you later, and start a new track. Just start a new one straight away. See if you can do 6 in an hour. Pure perfect. I used to be, and I never got anywhere. I was like 10 years of working on this. I'd work on the same track for weeks, months. Some of them I even did like over 2 years. So I only had like a few tracks on the go, and didn't know what to do with the rest. The rest of them should have just like sat in a pile, and while I created fresh new ones. But you live and learn. And now I get to tell the tale and like say, don't do this, don't make this mistake. You can get you can make better music sooner if you don't hang or on the same track. You just want to make lots of new tracks. Finishing them takes the longest though. Once you've got an idea for a track that's grown, and I keep adding to it and stuff and keep developing, actually going from there to actually finishing it should be, well, I'm not saying it should be anything, but I think it's quite tricky because you don't want to ruin it. But you should never be in that state where you're too afraid to do something because you might spoil it. You should just like save it so it's safe, and then destroy it and see what you can get out of it by destroying it. It works really well doing it like that. I try and stick to that. I can talk the talk, and I do walk the walk, but sometimes I still spend a little bit too much time on some tracks, but it's nowhere near as bad as I used to be. And it took a lot of practice. It took a lot of like unlearning habits to get out of doing that as well. But it was worth it. 1,000 in a vault, yeah. Well, keep them. Don't bin them. Put them in a folder. You don't need to bin them. And because that's all the ideas that didn't work, and sometimes it's important to just go over those, because there might be stuff that one day you might have an idea that can finish one of them, but it's also good to have them there as a record of what didn't work, just to remind you that, oh yeah, really helps. I've got loads. I lost count of how many I have. That's a lot though. 1,000 in the vault, fucking hell. You know what you're doing then. This is Ableton, and there's nothing loaded up. There's just a bunch of synths right now, because I was gonna work. I was gonna work on a bass line. But the idea was a few hours old, and it's kind of gone out of my head. I'll think of it again tomorrow. So what should I do? Yeah, Ableton Live 12 doozy. 1,000 folders of random FL files. No way. Yeah, no, that is useless. Useless just having FL files or Ableton files. You need to bounce what you've made after each session so you can quickly go through them. Uh, oh, if you barely got any storage, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem. I can only say that will be the next investment. The next best investment for your creative endeavors is a new hard drive. But then you want to back it up as well, don't you? Don't buy booze, buy hard drive. That's what I do. Or don't buy whatever thing you buy. No room for emails. Shit. Plugins take up a lot. You probably don't need that many plugins. I used to have a lot more than I do now. FL Studio 21, alright. Didn't know it was on 21. It's come a long way. Do they do a new one every year? Yeah, on old computers you have to work differently, don't you? Like probably doing a lot of bouncing audio, which then takes up a lot more space. Um, you got to remember like how dance music used to be made with a sampler with like, oh, I don't know how much memory they used to have, like, oh, not much, a few kilobytes with the first samplers. You just get some short snippets of sound in there and then trigger them and just creatively use them. Loops, like sample loops, and a few doors. Use door projects. Oh, door projects. Is that does that convert them for you? So we like you can get an Ableton file and convert it into like an FL. No way. Is that the door project? Did I see someone talk about it on a TikTok or something? And it was um, a way of managing project files. Like you could add like metadata to like give it a star rating and tag it and stuff. That would be useful. I've got my own system. Well, it's sort of I put it in folders, but I also use excuse me this thing Trello to track stuff and write stuff, write notes for each one to say how I've updated each track when I work when I add things to a track when I load a session. If I put a new drum roll in and mute a bit of a drum somewhere and add a new drum fill and add a strings, take something away, I'll just write all that in after the session. So it's kind of like updating software, changelog really, but it's good to keep track. It's a good way to keep track. Hey up, Wonks. Yeah, that's mad. Um, yeah, because I wonder how it transfers. It would probably sound different, wouldn't it? Like if you had an Ableton project with stock plugins and it used the EQ and stuff like that, you could have. Thanks, Trap King, for sending me roses. Um, you could have. It would sound different. Well, it might sound a bit different, but that might maybe it'll sound better. You like load it up in Cubase and see how its reverbs cope with what you've made. That'd be interesting to try. Oh yeah, me too. Trap King. Yeah, I'm too used to Ableton to even think about going to another door now. I do want to try Bitwig because it's quite similar to Ableton. Yeah, Cubase was inferior for me. That's why I switched to Ableton. But I see so many people using FL quickly and proficiently, and why switch if it works for you? If you're quick on it, it probably might take you a year to get quick on a new, to get as quick on a new door. So yeah, see, I do think I'm trying to like. Of course, I'm biased because I'm using the door that I love, but objectively, I don't know how FL arranges effects, but I know it's not like this along the bottom. And I saw that going from Cubase that this is definitely speeds up my workflow. But then there's things you can do in FL that you can't do in Ableton. So swings in it. Grass is always greener. Closest to what you use and use third party. Okay, yeah, that's amazing that it does that. Does Bitwig open Ableton projects? Whoa. Does it save? I bet it won't. I bet Ableton doesn't open Bitwig. But good if you want to get it's a great idea if you want to capture all your Ableton users. Learn the doors is long, yeah. See, I learned the hard one. I think Cubase you can do so much stuff on it, and the editing tools underneath the right mouse click are like there's like 6 or 8 of them, or probably more now. And I do miss a few of those, like just being able to chop a note in half. Ableton doesn't have that. I think it has something like that now, but it's all to make it simple. It's also speed up. It's not. It's got half the amount of things on the menu in Ableton compared to Cubase, but the theory is that making it simple makes it quicker to lay down the track. But then, yeah, sometimes you need that customizability that Cubase has. Like I've had to use external macros to control stuff in Ableton that you just can't do it. You can't automate it within Ableton, so you have to use hotkeys outside of it that control on the inside using auto hotkey. Top tip, by the way, another time-saving tip. Auto hotkey, live enhancement suite. There's probably one for fucking everything. There's probably one for FL Studio. Because yeah, in Ableton you can't assign key commands. In FL Studio you can't you? Bonjour, gamer boy. I'm working on reading this chat. Good question. And like I should be loading a project up, such as 11 days ago. Nice one. Thanks. So I'll load it. Because it needs extending. I think there's like there's 4 different. You need that on CD. Jay, when it's finished, yes, you can have it on CD, mate. Have I still got a CD burner? Trap King, thanks for the roses. FL, don't confuse it. Yeah, Ableton. That's it. I'm proper on Ableton for life now. Can't see anything getting me off it. Unless Bitwig just does some amazing. Well, it does, but just to keep. Just to delete them. No way. I think I've still got a stack of blank CDs, and I've got like an old laptop which can burn CDs. It's mad how it shrank. You could do it in like a laptop. Every laptop came with a burner in the end. But yeah, my latest PCs and laptops, no, it's USBs or nothing. That's what it looks like. Modulation Paradise, and FL Studio looks like that as well. It looks like you can modulate anything with anything that's an FL stock thing. You can just attach it to anything else. Have I got that right? I did try it for a bit. Bluetooth, yeah. Bluetooth is Bluetooth's not even CD quality, is it? It annoys me. It annoys me, but then I've stopped letting it annoy me because I'm just like, this is how everyone listens to music, so no one knows any different. It's just me. All right, it's that old. It's got a CD player in it. I'm interested in like the latest disc technology that they've got, which is like how many? It's like a massive. It can store a huge amount of data. I think that would be kind of handy for doing backups. But obviously, like when they all first come out, they're like a grand per unit, aren't they? Let's listen, Tom. Shaman D&B making jungle. Yeah, I can say that it is good for making jungle. I got. That's about it. Yeah. Oh. So, I mean, what kind of intro is that? It's not a normal dubstep intro. Maybe they've. What does it even mean? What does that mean? Is that what it's called? The storage medium. Should we have a look? Please. All right. Disc. After Blu-ray, better than 4K, 200 terabyte optical discs. Oh, what's it called? I just want to know what it's called. I'm reading. 3D nanoscale. Oh, it's dye dropped photoresist with aggregation induced emission luminescence, of course, or AIE DDPR for short. DDPR, dye doped photoresist. It sounds nuts. I would, if it was cheap, I would have it and just burned through backup discs like that. It's got to be cheap. Shaman, thanks for following. Getting that warehouse with some power. Yes, thanks, Tom. That's why I imagine is places. When I'm making a tune, I'm just like, is this gonna drop? Is this gonna sound good? It would though, like objectively. So I'm trying to make objectively good music, not just music that I like, but I have to like it. White thing with a disc on top. Terra, I got a beat show you my mate made years ago. Okay. I need a laptop and some software to try and make some UK bassline type tunes. Ooh, any idea, any suggestions for Gamer Boy? It's your style, thanks. Search YouTube, Pippa Lamborghini. It's the one with Joker as the artwork. Okay, quick. This is, whenever I do this, it can quickly spiral into a suggestions live stream. It happens. It's very just easily. I have to like put my foot down and say no requests today. Mr. Squiz with the Joker. Wait, is that how the Joker looks like now? Is it that one?
Mr. Squiz. Mr. Squiz.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
No one has ever done that! No one has ever done that!
DJ gonna break it down.
Yeah, Graham. Sounds like Graham. See, it's happening now. Need a laptop. Yeah, Gableton. Search after Murray. Murray has a good question here. What I would say, Murray, is it's because, and it's going to sound really obvious, but it's because if you're doing a complete dip whenever the kick is happening, like to 0 dB, you are cutting out the sound, all the other sounds, like they're all disappearing. So if there's any rhythmic bits in the sounds that you're sidechaining, they're going to disappear. And so you've got to like decide, how are you going to do it? Sometimes you can get away with, you kind of want to kind of like make your bass disappear when there's a kick, but all the other sounds you might just need the very first transient of the kick to disappear, and you can get away with it if it's a rhythmic sound. But yeah, like sometimes I sidechain, but I'm only sidechaining by like 3 dB, 6 dB, so I'm still giving it some room. But more than that, more important, another way to solve that problem is sometimes EQing works to EQ, carve out in the other sounds a space for the kick and the snare. And then sometimes your sound choice, just choosing sounds that don't conflict with each other, like a kick, a snare, and your other sound could sit between the frequencies of the kick and the snare, the fundamental frequencies. So yeah, when you sidechain, sometimes it totally removes the rhythmic content of your other sounds, so you have to like make a trade-off or fix it somewhere else. It's a tricky problem. Happens a lot. Like sounds competing with each other, but they can't all occupy the same space at the same time, because then you get like phasing issues, and that just overall makes for a muddy kind of mix, or a mix that sounds too busy. Feedback. Right, it's already 1 o'clock. Oh, Danny P. Right, Danny P and someone else sent me a track. Danny P, I'll tell you what, mate. Instagram me. Send me the track. I can listen to it when I've got time and give you some feedback. But if you want it doing on a live stream, you'll have to wait till tomorrow or day after. I don't know when I can do it. See, bassline expert in the house, Wonks. What I'm talking about is like a reloop spin, but it's even smaller. I don't know what this is now. Yeah, interesting suggestion. That was like a bit of grime, but it got like grime without the words. Wonks. Ableton, and just search for bassline sample packs. Ah, yes. That's what I should be doing. Why am I doing it the hard way? I always do things the hard way. I like it. I like doing it the hard way, to be fair. But my challenge, I'm definitely going to make a bassline track before this year is out, and it's going to be good. It's good. I'll probably have to make a few rubbish ones, but I'll surely make one good one that I'm happy with. Just started mixing. Lads on deck. Nice. Lads on deck. Yeah, that's like your channel. Is that a separate channel? On everything, right. Trap King, thank you for following. No problem, Murray. Hope that helps. YouTube. Shaperbox. Yeah. Never look back. Yeah, Shaperbox. I've tried it. It's pretty good. I think it's the best commercial sidechainer out there, but what Duck Buddy can do that Shaperbox can't is offer a 20 millisecond look ahead, which I was using the full 12 milliseconds and above, up to 20, to make sure the sine wave of the bass that's going on just before your kick comes in is fully faded out before the kick transient occurs. Because you want, when your kick transient occurs in like drum and bass, and all you want to do in that, how many milliseconds? 2-3 milliseconds? You just want that playing and no other sound whatsoever. Sometimes, not in every tune. So that the kick and the snare always sound like they're right there. And for that, yeah, you want look ahead. If you don't have look ahead, you'll get clicks. Or if you don't have a look ahead and a ramp down of the level, you'll get clicks or overlapping waves phasing with your very important transient. See, this is why I got really good at making D&B and solving all these mad technical issues. It's mad when you realise like what's involved in like the best D&B and why it sounds good so good is because it's got all these little sonic features which you don't hear, it's not obvious to anyone really what's actually going on. You're just like, why does my tune not sound as good? It's because they're doing all these mad little tricks. I've learned some important ones, but not all of them, and it's constant because it's almost like an arms race of like I'm not competing with anyone, but you're like, how the fuck? Someone release a tune and go, how the fuck have they done that bass and it sounds so tight? And then you try and work it out, like a master error. Like, how can you get a -4 LUFS tune and it not sound distorted? To be fair though, the stuff that's mastered really loud, it kind of sounds a bit empty because it has to. It has to be. If it didn't sound empty, it would sound distorted because they're pushing right up against the upper limit. So yeah, going for super loud sometimes isn't always the best way. Oh yeah, you could get tunes on. I upload to Juno sometimes. Juno download. It was easy for me to get on, but I don't know if you have to do something different these days. But pisses me off that you can't use Beatport. You have to pay like, what was it, $9.99 a month or something daft to DistroKid to be able to put music on Beatport. Fuck that. I'm not putting stuff on Beatport. Not buying stuff on Beatport either. My go-to is Juno Download for D&B. Crystal the Days. Is that a big one? The other night, Baz. Oh, yeah, no. I will go back to that one, Baz. It's only been a few days, and I like to leave it a few days, so I've come back with fresh ears. But yeah, it was going really well. I remember it was going really well. I might have worked on it off stream as well, because there was something I wanted to try. I can't remember what I did, but it's there. I had to listen through all my tracks today that I've started since doing these live streams, and I think I'll have enough for an album. They're all sounding. I've binned a load already, not binned, but I've put them in Sketchbook. But there's about 11, and I'm gonna keep making them. I might not finish all the 11, but I'm gonna keep making them up until before February, because there'll be a lot of finishing that needs to happen, which is what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Is at least extending this one here. Kickstart 2? You mean Kick 2? Because if you mean Kick 2, the kick drum synth, then yes, it's meant. But wait, Kickstart is that other one, that better one, isn't it? All right, no, I did try this one. There's another one. There's like a phase centric kick kick synth, and I don't know what it's called, but I saw it and gone, that's better than Kick 2. Kick 2 is great, but this one was like, you could just change the phase dead easily, the kick of where the end of the kick ended. It was great, but I'm not willing to buy a new kick synth anyway. Can you play a track? Nicholas Blunt. Okay, one sec. I've got Serum and I don't know what it does. I was like that, Brother Baz. When I first got Serum, the best way to learn a synth is get a keyboard, hammer the keys while twiddling every knob. And tutorials, because in tutorials, watching tutorials unlocks magic stuff. Serum can do so much under the hood as well. Favorite Kick Ninja, was it? What have I unlocked here? Full control. Let's see the interface. No. Wait, was it this one? This looks similar, but it's not the same. Looks good though. It's like got a lot of control. Don't know if that was it now. Can you change the phase? Drag and drop any kick drum sample, let AI do the curves, right? Tune your kicks. No. Time skew, wait. Alright. See, you can change a phase with Kick 2, but you have to like change the tuning or something like that. Right, I'm gonna set my voice is drifting. Wait. We're back. Right, it's getting late. It's getting late. Listen to my track. What was I going to do in this now? How do you kick drum? This is the one. Yeah. That's the one. Hi Ben, how you doing? Ben Prophet. Yeah, this is it. Audio kick drum. Strange name, isn't it? Audio. Audio. Oh, audio. Audio. Audi. Should call the cars Audi. Yeah, look at that. When I saw a video of someone using it, they changed the phase really fucking easily. Phase, zero phase. Yeah, so that's how you can just change the phase like that. I mean, that's apart from that, Kick 2 can do everything else. And I have my own solution for changing the phase in Kick 2, so it doesn't matter. But if I was to buy one again, I'd probably get this. What is that? What's that in the background? That is it Bitwig? Yeah, it is Bitwig, isn't it?
The further we grab the handler on the outside, the finer the adjustment gets. we can mark multiple points, move them around, change them in size.
Different interface. Yeah, Kick 3. I looked at Kick 3. And just after Kick 3 was released, just after I saw Audio Kick, whatever it's called. And I was like, they've not really done anything different in Kick 3. It's like the same as Kick 2. It's got some improvements, but it's not like a totally redesigned interface like this. But yeah, I'd love to have this. But I'm so used to using Kick 2, I'm not gonna. I think I'd be interested in seeing how it sounds though, because it might have some like good presets. Sometimes good presets can make or break a synth for me. But anyway, yeah, thanks, Sonic Sound. You bought it. Yeah, good choice. 7 years now. Alright. You only just started using plugins. What were you using before? Hardware? Outboard? Right. Not enough hours in a day. I suppose not enough. There's enough kicks in the world. You don't stock. Oh, okay. See, I consider them plugins, but stock plugins. What's your favourite so far then this year? Your favourite third-party plugin? Ben. It is, yes. It's got its own, like with operator and stuff like that. You can make your own. It's got its own sound. I don't know, right? I need to extend this, don't I? Reactor was mint. I had Reactor 5 and 4, I think it were. And yeah, it's amazing because at the time I was using Cubase and Reactor had all these amazing synths and the space reverb. I bet there's a new version of that. Like there were 2 versions. The space reverb was amazing. I've not heard of reverb like it since either. I should get into my Reactor installed again. I've never heard of thermal. Have you made any of your own things in Reactor? Take care, Game Boy. Good night. Saturator. Okay. I think you have to have a saturator in your tool belt. There's things that it can do. I mean, if you like any older music, then you should, in theory, if you want it to sound like that, put every single track through a saturator, even if it's just a tiny bit. I'm not saying I do that, but I do it more. I do it more these days, and even tape emulators. I used to feel a bit fake putting like a virtual tape emulator that does the wobble thing, because obviously it's got its own tape saturation as well, but just putting a fake tape flutter and whatever it's called, like you would get from a reel-to-reel tape machine, or even like a cassette where it's like really bad, really strong wobble. Yeah, just adding that imperfection in to something that's flawless, like digital, really helps it, because nothing in the world is like perfect. Everything's blemished. Everything around us there's no perfect wall. There's no perfect steel. Like if you look at it under a microscope, it's like mountains, all different sizes. So if digital music sounds like bit for bit perfect, it needs messing up a bit. I've had people say record it. Actually, some big fucking producers, they have like transformers that they feed the signal through from the desk. Even though they're recording bands and it's all analog anyway, it's all acoustic performances anyway, they then put it through a transformer just to get the sound of a transformer. So yeah, obviously you can get like transformer emulators and stuff. You put everything through Saturate, yeah. It's for some material, like someone said the other day, putting vocals, just saturate. Was it something like, I don't know what range it was like 3 to 5 kilohertz, or it might have been a bit lower, and it just adds a few third harmonics where it works really well. Not for the whole thing. It's like a million different ways. Good free download. Spitfire Labs. Oh, I still mean to go. Yeah, I still mean to do that because I'm using like really old versions of Contacts and the libraries that I got with them. They sound alright, but I bet the Spitfire ones probably sound different at least. No way. On that course I'm doing, it tells you about grooving. Everything out a bit. Grooving? What is it? A grooving a technique to sort of add groove? Sounds like it, but how is that done? I mean, it sounds like you would just use a swing on, or just move some of the notes in the drums around a bit and stuff to give it a bit more of a swing. Right, yeah. Yeah, it depends what kind of music you're making, doesn't it? Like, I think with D&B and dubstep, most of the time, you want your kick and your snare to be on. But then people delay the snare a bit, and maybe even the kick a bit, so that it doesn't phase with the bass, and well, it's still going to phase with the bass. Unless you make it dip and stuff, but I don't know. That's robotic. Oh, tech house, right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can. Sometimes I've added like a LFO to hi-hats, pitch LFO, but that it's not triggered. It's just always there. Not really in sync with anything, but just so it adds a tiny bit of movement to the hi-hats. And that sounds like tape on a vinyl as well, if you think about it, because vinyl would not always have the hole in the right place. And you only have to listen to like Aphex Twin early stuff and hear the phase in the tape recorder head. You really hear it in the high end, and it's a cool sound. That is a really cool sound. It was like the limits of what tape could do, but it sounded good. It sounded musical. Spectral plugins. Bust. All right. So I've got to do what's this one as well? Spitfire. I will get onto these guys. I'll at least put it in the browser. Might help me to remember. Spacer. Alright. Spacing, yeah, a plugin that just does all the spacing effects is a good idea. Real life cassette. Well, not real life, but it's got a picture of a cassette. Yeah. Oh, thanks for the tip. Yeah. Download plugins. Right, I'll get on that tomorrow because now it's late. And right, I've just got to do one thing to this track and then I can go. That's why I never get any sleep. So it's playing for a minute. Don't know where to go from here. Duplicate. That takes us to 2 minutes. You know, this, it sounds like there's some really nice bits in here. But if I can't think of a way to extend it, to carry this on, and it might not make it. It might not make it to the. It might not get played out. I'd have to seriously rethink what this tune is about, what it wants to be. Check Insta. Yes. Right. Okay. The full thing, I mean, this is not bad for an intro. I'm happy with how light and airy it is. And then it contrasts. Yeah, and then it just repeats, so it's kind of like, where do you go after that? Sometimes this is an easy problem to solve when you're doing an arrangement. Sometimes you can just do another variation that's less, that's just a sub. Maybe that's what I should do. It's what I always do. Some nice riff effects, yeah. Some rhythmic stuff, like little over the top. You'll have that right, yeah. Oh wait, I did get a really cool plugin last night. You've heard of Filter Table, right? Kilohertz. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to pay $39 whatever it's pounds. Control D? And so I was thinking, oh, maybe I should get it because it would work really well as to put basses through it, because I make bass music, and I'm always looking for quick and easy but cool sounding variations. Like if I put a filter table on this, it'd probably sound good. Kilohertz, yeah. But was it just before it was released, or almost exactly, or like on the day it was released? I saw by chance on YouTube, on X, someone called Uran Bristow made this free one called Freaky Table, made in this free open source plug data plugin, and he's giving it away for free. So I was like, oh shit! So yeah,
Just listen.
So it uses Wavetable. So I downloaded that, and it's great for a free plugin. Because it works with wavetables, and you can drop wavetable, load up wavetables in it, and pan through the wavetable, and then extra for you can change the format and other things which I don't quite understand. But then I was like, I did a Google search and what came up? I can't remember how I found it now. It was like by magic. But anyway, there's this thing. I think I typed in filter table and something came up on KVR audio. This thing. Look. This site's been going for fucking ages, this KVR. Doing reviews of plugins. So yeah, this. I saw this and I was like, I have to fucking get this. So, can you see that? It scans. And you can see, I don't know why the other plugins, obviously Kilohertz can't fit it in their interface. They can't have a big visual readout. But yeah, compare that to the other filter wavetable. If you can see your wavetable here, I'm going to float it up, because we're going to make a bass variation for this next bit. And then I'm going to bed, right? Definitely going to bed. What's it called again? Right, I'm going to be really quick with this because my eyes are going. Oh my good gracious. Someone's masterpiece, thank you. So there's my bass. It's got a bit of like buzziness in it that I don't quite like. So let's see if we can use this tool to help. Let's get our basic saw wave. So it's a saw wave, yeah. Wavetable, which visually looks like that. And this is now going to control the filter, which looks like that. And when I change the position, oh wait, turn it off. So this is right. Not bad, eh? So far. But what if you put like more complex stuff in here? You can see, like, I think visually, because you can see this here, instead of, on like a wavetable, usually just shows you the wave, but because you can see it as a 2D picture, the whole wavetable is there visually. You can sort of see exactly how it works. Like, I don't need to say anything. So yeah, it's fucking mint. This company is Japanese, so this is Japanese design you're looking at here, which is, I don't know if I've ever used any Japanese plugins, but they've done a mint job. Like, it's got everything you need. Doesn't have any modulators built in, so you just use the ones in your DAW. Like, just if we just whack LFO on this, so that I can just show you how easy it is to modulate externally. They don't need to put like their own things in. Right, let's do an up. Don't know why it's doing. Oh yeah. Okay, so comb. Let's go to another one. And now we gotta go lights, colors, advanced. Got some chords in there. Oh, and you can shift. So you can do that with the free one. You can do that with Freaky Table. You can shift it. But I wanted to spend a bit of money, and I got this. This can do more than Freaky Table. This can do more than the Killer Hearts one as well. It's learning. It is, yeah. Like, I love doing this. Meta Waves, thank you for following. Let's see what else we've got. The experimental ones are nuts as well. Like Maze. Wait, let's reset this stuff. Like, I've not yet uploaded. You can drag a 2D image into it. I've not learned how to do that because I only got it yesterday. But this one. How good does that sound? See what I mean? This is why I bought it. But how am I going to do that to my bass? So let's try. Whoa, that's something. Per picture review. Oh yeah. So if you do put a picture in, it will show up on a spectrograph. On spectrograph. Well, you might not be able to see it. That's the shape of the filter. But yeah, no. So, God, should. I mean, that's how Aphex Twin did the. It's the same concept of mapping height to frequency and the y-axis to time. Is how you can, and then have the filters, have many filters follow the lines, and that's how you can get your face in a bit of audio. But yeah, you're right. I might do my logo, and maybe my face as well. But I've yet to apparently you just drop it in there. Meow, meow. Thank you, Nicholas Bunn. I'm gonna go to bed. Just wondering how old you are because you look old and young at the same time. I'm like old. I'm really old, but I'm really young in my head. Yeah. No, I think I stopped growing at like 35. No, I stopped growing when I was like 20. I don't know what happened. Stay curious, that's all I can say. Just make music. I'm like, everyone make music. I'm sure there's other art forms that are also very good. Just create things. Always create stuff. Yeah. I mean, I'm not indestructible though, unfortunately. You should see what you can't. I mean, you can see the grey hairs here. Yeah. Well, I've had grey hair since I was 22, so I'm younger than everyone else my age anyway. Somehow. Don't know why. Is it like a lifetime of masking? No, I don't know. Smile a lot. Smiling makes you look younger. On days I don't feel like smiling, like if I've only had like 2 hours sleep for 2 days in a row, then it's hard to crack a smile, and that's when I look 10 years older than this, and I probably won't be on the live stream on those days. Not because I care about how I look, but because I would just won't be able to operate my brain properly. Blonde highlights. Right, what are we doing with this? Are we leaving that in? What about tweak the offset? It's different, so we'll leave it in. That's one change. So I did 2 changes. That's good. Better than nothing. And now I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to bounce this and write in what I changed. Control, save it. Save as a version. And then what's the effects do? Oh, the effects. The effects for the gain. There's 2 effects. There's frequency effects. Ugh. Yeah, well, I should do, because I've been doing it for so long, and I do like to learn about the new stuff. But yeah, it's amazing how I'm realizing how much I know from that. I can actually talk about it on live stream, and I sort of know what I'm talking about. Check-ins that I will do. I'll check it tomorrow, mate. I'm gonna go straight to bed after this. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully catch you again, Nicholas. I'm just going to have a look and show Sonic sound before I go. Where was it now? XP. So the FX. I think it warps. Okay, well, let's just freeze that LFO and show you. It's like warp, isn't it? Oh, it's like the warp mode in Serum. Yeah. What? It's just nuts, all the thing you can do with this plugin. Like instantly. Yeah, and the gain ones are like distortions, I think. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, frequency and gain. So one's X and one's Y. Right. It's changing the fold on the Y-axis, I guess. Fuck. This is nuts. Never ends. Right. Did that answer your question? Sonic sound. How can I put this into words? The frequency one alters the different fold methods in the frequency domain. So, which is like X on this graph, which is frequency, which obviously sounds amazing. And there's 2 parameters to squeeze it. Like a squeeze parameter. And the gain one changes the fold, but vertically by the looks of it. And parameter 2 just does just some mad shit. Oh my gosh. And then you've got these, which are like built-in crossovers, which are genius, because if you want to keep just the sub of the original bass but change the rest, you can just keep that and it keeps the sub. It's a genius plugin, this. Like, not all plugins are made like this. I just found it by accident. Anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave yous. Good night. Have a fun day tomorrow, and I shall see you. See you. Take care. In a bit. Oops.